Pacific.
The news with Katrina Smith.
Welcome and good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday. It's August 10th. I'm Katrina Smith, and meteorologist James DeFazio is over in the Weather Center tracking some extreme heat for the next couple of days. 3 days means a heat wave, right?
We are forecasting an official heat wave, yes. So 3 straight 90-degree days. We can see if this verifies. We have to hit 90 each day. We're going to be tracking it closely. Yesterday we got close. We hit 89.1 degrees at Griffiths. Hopefully we can hit 90 today to make this official, because I think Monday and Tuesday will be pretty easy for us to grab 90 at Griffiths. But even as a cold front works through on Wednesday, we still warm up into the mid-80s before things, still considered low to mid-80s for the rest of the week, before things continue to warm up yet again. Mostly sunny skies with dry weather in downtown Utica, and that continues. Our improving air quality also continues, noticeably less hazy today, and that will only continue as we get further through the weekend. We continue to see healthy levels of air quality. Again, dry weather with no end in sight on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Going to be dry for several days to begin the week. 73 degrees with sunny skies in Rome. Dew points today a little bit higher than yesterday. We saw dew points yesterday in the mid-50s. We're going to see dew points today in the low to mid-60s, so it's going to be slightly more humid than yesterday. Not quite tropical, but definitely noticeably more humid. Highs later this afternoon right around 90 degrees. Coming up, we're going to take a more detailed look at this possible heat wave, as well as when there's relief. Katrina?
Thank you so much, James.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday morning. Looking off the tower cam there, I believe this is the first day we've been able to fully see the visibility at 100% in about a week or so. We can finally say that the haze has lifted. We have good air quality, but we're going to be dealing with some very hot weather over the next couple of days. Take a look at downtown Utica, where we're already off to a very hot start. Widespread sunshine. It's going to be very hard to find a cloud, not just today, but for the next couple of days. Very, very widespread sunshine. Highs already, or I should say temperatures already up into the low 70s after lows were in the low 60s last night. A likely heat wave begins today. We're tracking 3 consecutive 90-degree days, and very dry weather also continues. We're not seeing many chances for rainfall. The next chance for rainfall does come this upcoming Wednesday. Currently in Rome, it is 73 degrees with sunny skies. We're going to have a slightly higher dew point today. Yesterday, dew points stayed in the mid to upper 50s. Today, we're going to see dew points climb into the mid-60s. It's going to make for slightly humid conditions. It's going to be slightly noticeably more humid today, but not overly humid. We're not going to see those tropical levels of humidity that we saw a few weeks ago. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar isn't broken. It is just simply that dry, and it's going to continue to be this dry for several more days. Again, the next true chance for rainfall doesn't come until Wednesday afternoon. The air quality continues to stay well, and it actually even improves to perfect levels by Monday morning. We're continuing to track what happens Monday afternoon and evening. Might see a little bit of a haze Monday evening, but nothing air quality alert level, nothing unhealthy level. We continue to see healthy levels of air quality at least through Monday. Your Clayton Tractor and Implement Mowcast, 3 dry days ahead. Yes, they're going to be very warm days, but if your lawn needs to be cut or you have any outdoor work that may need to get done, you'll certainly have the opportunity to do so. Climate Prediction Center continues to indicate that the not just 6 to 10 day, but as well as the 8 to 14 day outlook continues to favor above average temperature. From August 18th to August 25th, they're currently forecasting a 50 to 60% probability of above average temperatures. So we're going to continue to see summer-like weather through the end of August. Today, temperatures skyrocket through those very sunny skies. Temperatures rise all the way up to right around 90 degrees. Lows tonight, similar to last night, we actually cool off quite well for how hot it gets today. Lows tonight in the upper 50s for the rural locations, low 60s for Utica and Rome. Highs yet again on Monday, right back up into up in the upper 80s, low 90s for Utica and Rome, and then a slightly warmer night Monday night into Tuesday. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, very, very sunny and very, very hot to begin the stretch here. A very, very hot start to the week. We'll see if we can verify a heat wave and we can hit 90 each of the next 3 days. Next chance for rain comes Wednesday afternoon and evening. A lingering shower Thursday morning before drier weather settles in for Friday and Saturday. The highs on Friday and Saturday in the mid-80s. And yesterday was the last night was the full moon. However, you can still get a great viewing of it tonight, especially with clear skies in the forecast, as well as very unhazy skies. If you'd like to go out and get a good look at this, it's a beautiful moon. The correct answer to the question, I gave it away here, is D. I know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to guess.
I got too happy with my buttons here. I hit the button twice and I popped up the answer. But the reason is, it's funny, because I found this really interesting because sturgeon are making a comeback locally. There's quite a bit of them in Oneida Lake now.
Really?
But they're hard to catch around here in the summertime. You can't
Okay.
catch them in August. They're much more easy to catch in May and June. However, indigenous peoples and early settlers caught a lot of them in the Great Lakes in August. And that's where the name came from.
No kidding. You are so full of wonderful trivia. Thank you so much, James. Also, thank you so much for joining us for another half hour of News Channel 2 Weekend today. I'm Katrina Smith, and of course joining me over in the Weather Center is meteorologist James DeFazio. James is tracking some really hot temperatures for the next couple of days. I know from a meteorological standpoint you're really excited about breaking the record for a heat wave.
Yes.
I don't know if everyone at home who doesn't love the heat is really excited about this.
It doesn't really make a difference. It's still going to be hot. Even if we don't hit 90 each day, the story is we're going to have 3 more consecutive very, very hot days regardless. We come close to 90 degrees today. We're likely into the low 90s on Monday and Tuesday. Mid to upper 80s on Wednesday before a front works through, brings us back down to the low to mid 80s. Very, very warm weather for any time of the year, especially now that we're heading into the second half of August. Mostly sunny skies in downtown Utica, and that continues today. We're going to see widespread sunshine. It's going to be very difficult to find a cloud all weekend, or for the remainder of the weekend and for the beginning of next week, I should say. The air quality continues to remain healthy. We continue to see this air lift north Sunday night. We get a little bit of a southerly wind today, begins to clear things out. Dry weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and we are in a dry pattern. We're going to continue to see dry weather through the first 2 days of next week. Next chance for rainfall comes Wednesday. 73 degrees with sunny skies, slightly more humid today. Dew points up into the mid-60s as opposed to mid-50s. Not tropical levels of humidity, but noticeably more humid than it was yesterday. Highs rise up into the mid-90s, into the upper 80s, near 90 during the late afternoon hours. It doesn't take warm to heat up. We're in the mid-80s by noon today. It's a very warm afternoon. Coming up, we're going to break down the entirety of this potential heat wave, as well as when there might be some relief. Katrina?
Thank you so much, James. We now know a 17.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday morning. Noticeably less hazy across the Cavity Tower Cam right there. We can see we have full visibility of the Mohawk Valley, which we really haven't had in over a week. We're seeing much better air quality, but we're going to be seeing very hot conditions for several consecutive days. Take a look at downtown Utica, where things are already steadily warming up. Lows last night at Griffiths were 61 degrees. I believe Utica got down to 62 degrees. Already up to 73 degrees. It's going to be a warm morning. It's going to be a hot afternoon. We're tracking a likely heat wave to begin today. We're forecasting 3 consecutive 90-degree days. Very dry weather continues. I know a lot of us need rain. Unfortunately, the next chance for rainfall does not come until Wednesday. where we're tracking a round of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Your current conditions in Rome, 73 degrees with sunny skies. Those sunny skies will continue today. Dew point going to be a little bit warmer than yesterday. Slightly more humid conditions today. Not tropical levels of humidity, but noticeably more humid than yesterday as dew points climb into the mid-60s. Eurofield Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, completely blank, completely dry. It's very hard. I could put the satellite on there and we're not even going to see very many clouds at all. There's few to no clouds even across the Northeast right now. Taking a look at the wildfire smoke, again, it remains light to non-existent for the weekend. As we head into the day on Monday, our air quality goes from perfect back to just slightly noticeable. There might be a slight notice of a haze in the distance, but the air quality stays at healthy levels. We're not going to be seeing anything that prompts air quality alerts, nothing like we dealt with last week. Dry weather forecast for the next 3 days. You can pick your choice on which day you'd like to get out and do your outdoor work. We're also not saying goodbye to summer anytime soon, despite the fact that this entire week looks relatively warm. We're still favoring above average temperatures 8 to 14 days from now. The week of August 18th to August 25th, still above a 50% probability of above average temperatures. So summer is going to hang on strong through the remainder of August. Today, temperatures rise steadily. We're into the mid-80s by noon, highs in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees this late afternoon, early evening. Lows tonight, we do cool off quite a bit despite how warm it gets today. Upper 50s for the rural regions, Utica and Rome, low 60s. As we head into Monday, another extremely hot day with highs in the low 90s for Utica and Rome. A look at the 7-day forecast. Unfortunately, very dry weather continues. One main chance for rainfall, and it comes on Wednesday. We're tracking the chance for a cold front to work through on Wednesday and bring us a round of showers and thunderstorms. They look to linger into Thursday morning before drier weather builds back in and settles in for Friday and Saturday. Can say the early look for next Sunday is some scattered showers as well, so there may be another day of rain on the 7-day coming after today.
No kidding.
Any guesses, Katrina?
Oh, gee. Oh.
I got asked this.
It's got to be B, right?
I was asked this question yesterday,
Oh, B.
and I didn't know
I was
the
right.
answer.
This is the first time my director, Ed, was wrong, and I went against what he said.
So
I said B. He thinks D is true.
It's not. It's very, very variable. In the Northeast, the entirety of the Northeast is defined as 3+ 90-degree days. The rest of the world, including the West, the South, everyone has a different definition. Some of them are very vague, too.
Because in Death Valley, it's got to be like, it's
some of them
that
are
hot.
very vague. Phoenix, typically, they want it to be over 5 days, but they don't have a set temperature. Some meteorologists deem it 100, some say 110. Some say 115.
So
the records
variable.
aren't as kept as efficiently. And then in Europe, it's just above average 3 days.
Oh,
There's
so
no
it's
number.
very subjective.
Very.
Oh,
Very.
interesting. All right. Thank you so much. We'll be back after this.
Forecast tonight at 11. One of the big things driving the algae blooms is the hot weather, the high temperatures, and the lack of rain. And we tied a record today.
It's a combination. We also got a ton of rain. We were top 10 in rainfall in May.
Right.
And then we were 3.5 degrees above average for the month of July. We were 2.5 degrees above average for June. So we've had a lot of hot weather. We've had a lot of sunshine. It's a perfect recipe for a horrific algae bloom. Today, we hit a record high temperature. I should say we tied a record high temperature of 92 degrees at Griffiths. Very, very warm weather and day one of our heat wave. We continue to forecast very hot weather for the next 2 days. We are thinking highs in the low 90s to begin the week. 2 more consecutive days with temperatures reaching 90 degrees would be an official heat wave. Clear skies in downtown Utica, and it is cooling off. We're not seeing extremely humid and warm conditions overnight tonight. We're going to see temperatures drop steadily. Dry weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Dry weather continues for several more days. 70 degrees with clear skies in Rome, and again, only a 60-degree dew point. A slight slightly humid now that the temperature has dipped back down, although the lower levels of dew point are going to allow for lows tonight to get into the low 60s for Utica and Rome. The rural areas are going to be in the mid to upper 50s. Coming up, we're going to have a more detailed look at what's to come and when rainfall finally returns to the forecast. Ben?
All right, James, thank you very much. Destructive storms.
Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday evening. After a very hot day across central New York, we're fortunate that we're going to have temperatures drop into relatively comfortable sleeping conditions before we continue our heat wave as we begin the work week. Downtown Utica, mostly clear skies. We're down to 70 degrees. Lows tonight for the city of Utica going to be in the low 60s. A steady decline throughout the night towards sunrise. Heat wave continues tomorrow and on Tuesday. 2 more 90-plus degree days are in the forecast. Unfortunately, we're also tracking very dry weather to continue. One shot for rainfall this week. Although it does look to come to fruition, we're tracking a round of scattered storms to work across the region during the day on Wednesday. Current conditions in Rome, 70 degrees, clear skies. That should continue tonight. Calm winds, dew points all the way down in the upper 50s to low 60s. We're going to continue to see these relatively low dew points and these relatively comfortable levels of humidity until Wednesday. Through these hot conditions, we're not going to be experiencing overly humid levels of dew points. Dry weather continues on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. And yes, very good sleep weather tonight. By 2-3 a.m., we dip down into the mid-60s. By early morning before daybreak, several consecutive hours in the low 60s. And this is for Utica and Rome. The more rural areas will dip down into the mid to upper 50s. Air quality continues to get better and better. Each morning, it will begin clear and then slightly get worse. Not unhealthy, but maybe slightly hazy, slightly noticeable in the distance. And then each night, overnight, it will clear. Both Monday and Tuesday morning, completely perfect air quality to begin the day. No unhealthy levels of air quality on the horizon. Dry days on Monday and Tuesday, good opportunities to get the lawn cut. Wednesday looking like a wet day, unfortunately. That would be the one day that would be tough to get the lawn cut. Again, lows tonight with these low levels of humidity get all the way down into the low 60s for Utica and Rome, mid to upper 50s for the rest of central New York. Tomorrow, a steady, quick rise up through the 80s to near 90 degrees for the city of Utica. Tomorrow night, yet again, the low levels of humidity allow us to dip down for lows all the way down into the low 60s and yet again, mid to upper 50s for the rural areas. A look at the 7-day forecast. After our heat wave to begin the week on Monday and Tuesday, we're tracking a round of showers and thunderstorms to work through Wednesday midday morning, afternoon, and through the evening. Looks like a rather wet day with several rounds of showers. Mostly cloudy with drier weather on Thursday, and then we begin a beautiful stretch of weather for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The weekend looking